Breaking news is that the NSA boss, yes, Doji Numakevo, has been removed as the NSA boss following the humiliation that has hit Ghana in recent times. Yesterday, the CAF president had spoken about it without mentioning our name. He sort of had a dig at us for not having a stadium, talking about the fact that a country cannot develop its sports of football without a stadium where they can play qualifiers in front of their fans. The humiliation has become too much. Now Ghana is looking to go to Togo to play Afcon Qualifiers. If a last-minute test is not passed, it would mean that we'll have to travel outside the country, and the two options are Togo and Ivory Coast. We'll be discussing whether this will change things in the future with this dismissal of the NSA boss. Guys, welcome.
Thank you.
First off, let's jump into it. Will this change anything at all?
The dismissal. It won't change anything. Doji Numakevo replaced
Professor
Chumesi, and Chumesi was also sacked.
Yeah.
And Doji also replaced Chumesi. He's sacked. There's actually a persistent problem, and I don't think that they are not the root cause of the problem. They are part of the problem, but they're not the root cause of the problem. And at this point, he's been scapegoated.
Yeah,
he's just been scapegoated. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate and fortunate in a way that, okay, now there's a certain change. Fortunate that there's a change, but it's unfortunate that he has been chosen as a scapegoat for this, because if we look at it, we know that clearly he is not the root cause, but he sits at a position where he can affect a change, and that change has not been affected. We're actually seeing things go worse, and then he has to pay the price for it. So I think unfortunate for him, but we want to actually see change, and not just because somebody has been sacked.
Exactly.
It doesn't solve anything for us.
Dijo, do you think the fact that he was just at post for 6 months and Peter Chumesi worked with the sports minister Mustafa Yusuf, and Yusuf is still there and still things are going bad, do you think Mustafa has to also go for something to change? Or you think this will mark the beginning of new and better things?
Yeah, you made a very good suggestion or a point there, saying that Mustafa has to leave office because he's the one in charge of all these, the NSA and other things below the Ministry of Youth and Sport. So he's in charge of sports in general in the country. So if something like this is going bad, it means he has to be accountable for some of these things. But we call something decentralization. Certain people are in certain places to take off absolutely a lot of things. You get it? So if you look at Doji, he was replacing someone who we deemed not fit for the job, which is Patrick Chumesi. So you come in, you are expected to do something different. As an interim Director General of the National Sports Authority, taking the job from Patrick Chumesi on 26th February, who expected change, because Patrick Chumesi came under a lot of backlash with our stadiums being utilized for concerts, events,
and not being protected. No one is saying stadium should not be used for that, but you have to protect it.
Very good. So the stadium was used for those lots of concerts, church programs, and a whole lot. And people have criticized the NSC for allowing some of these things
to go on,
and the stadium is not being protected and not maintained in the right conditions. So clearly he has a role to play, and I think he needs to be sacked. Clearly he needs to be sacked because
he will not step down here in our continent. That won't happen.
He needs to be sacked. So I think that was the move in the right direction. But the question still remains: what will be done afterwards? That's what I'm thinking about now. It is not about sacking him alone. It's about,
there's a problem with the system.
Yes, it's about doing something that shows that you are now moving away from this and you are trying to make
steps need to be taken.
Yes, so that we move in the right direction. So clearly, I think the Minister of Sports, as you said,
should
needs
also
to-
follow.
Yeah, no, not should also follow, but needs to answer some of
Some
these
questions.
questions. And I think the president needs to hold him accountable as well.
We might likely not play in Ghana the World Cup, well, Afcon qualifiers, possibly the World Cup, but I don't think it will get to that. But what measures need to be taken as this NSA boss has been sacked just 6 months into the job?
I think if you look at this NSA boss, the only thing he did to destroy the Barbara pitch was allowing the church to do the program
On it, yeah.
and did not protect it. I think apart from that, the pitch, the stadia we have are worse, not because of him, because Barbara Accra Sports Stadium.
So he's been scapegoated, do you think?
Yeah, I think like he got sacked because like somebody somebody else.
There has to be a fall guy.
Exactly, because honestly, I don't think we would have influenced a lot of things. You know. So first of all, that's Barbara Stadium that they gave to the church program, like, is basically the worst decision. I think not protecting the pitch few months to a game and underrating how damaged the pitch will be. I think that's where that's his fault.
Yeah.
But I really don't think that the other ones, you know, be really important. At the end of the day, once you are in charge of these things,
the back always ends to
and also we wish that all other appointees in other sectors would have been sacked like
the way
like you 6 months you from good like at that point, if like Atudi was doing this like people would have been a bit more careful. Unfortunately,
we relaxed.
Like if everybody comes 6 months, you go. If like 2 months, 6 months, you go. Another person comes 6 months. Like,
You'll be steady.
Exactly. We won't be here at this point. The next person that will come, no. You'll be at 6 months, but we will care for a bit more. You for. But at the end of the day, I think it also explains a lot that the president is closer to football. Means he wants to do something. Like but the most important thing, as you just said, we need to ask a couple of questions.
Yeah.
We've invested a lot of money in stadia, just like especially infrastructure as far as football is concerned, sports is concerned, but we still struggle to get a pitch. Those are the basic questions we need to ask. After sacking the man, I think the president needs to follow up with a lot of questions. Ask people,
and make sure the right things are done.
good, ask people
It doesn't have to just
like,
end here.
What is happening? Like, I didn't know this can be brushed away, but
We are not getting any
Anything.
results.
back in I didn't hear. Like, I think the president needs to ask a couple of questions, and we'll be fine, because it's easy to do these things. Like,
It
cover
shouldn't be
the pitch,
difficult.
Charlie. Cover the
Cover
pitch.
the pitch, protect it. How difficult is it? The money is always available. They've released funds for Esipon. Like, we've done a lot of things in
There are
place.
so many structures that they actually leave and then it just gets
Rotten.
away.
So right now we have two options: play at home. They've closed down Accra Sports Stadium now. They've closed down Cape Coast. They've closed down Babayara. The Ghana Premier League is ongoing. It's likely we'll play the Afcon Qualifiers outside Ghana, but this is a last-ditch effort to get us to play in Ghana in October. What do you think will happen?
So
What do you want to happen?
what I want to happen, I want Ghana to play away from like Ghana, so that it's
For the first time since
for
our
the first time.
independence, it has never happened before.
It has never happened. And one thing I have been saying a lot is that we like to always keep up appearance. We always want to show other people that, oh, we are good, we look good, all those things. But internally,
Without actually doing the work that's involved.
Yes. So this is what I know will happen. That they'll fast track some development and some things will be done, and then
And we'll
last
get to
minute
play.
and we'll get to play. I think we're on the brink of not playing at the stadium. I think Bye some matches. I've forgotten which particular match, but I think we're on that road as well. And then something was done quickly, and then we're
Yeah. Against Nigeria. And that is when we're giving what we needed to do.
Yes.
And we didn't do it for 2 years.
We didn't do it for 2 years, and then we are back at this same point, and now we've been banned. I think that same cycle will go on.
You don't think we'll play it outside Ghana? But
I
you
don't-
hope we play it outside
Yes,
Ghana.
I don't think we'll play outside Ghana, but I hope we'll play outside Ghana.
Hmm.
And for a country like Togo to be one of the countries or one of the places
Where there's a CAF approved stadium. That should.
that tells a lot. That tells a lot for
How far back we've gone.
yes. I usually say we used to be a country. We used to be a country because there are so many things beyond football alone, beyond football development. There are so many things that when you look back, you know that Ghana is going back. Like we are retrogressing. We keep saying that first sub-Saharan Africa to gain independence, blah blah blah.
Nothing has gone well.
Nothing has changed, and I think it's a shame for us to still claim to still hang on to that
Past glories.
Please,
Like Manchester United fans.
like United fans, like because we still brag that the 4-time Afcon champion. So when was the last time we won an Afcon? I wasn't born. I've never seen Ghana
Win an Afcon.
or win any trophy. The only this thing I've seen is the under 20s. That was back in 2009.
Yeah, and also the waffle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those are the only ones. But they spend a chunk of money on the senior national team. Nothing shows. They keep doing so many things that it's more of like they don't owe anybody any explanation, thinking that it's not taxpayers' money they are using to pay people
For all those things.
It's if you are in this country and you care about this country and you want the betterment of this country, you would actually weep at how everything is actually going bad. It's very sad.
Yeah, it is.
That is why I hope we actually play in Togo so that we see it.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens, and
it hits us.
It's in our memories that we actually played in Togo, and Ghana, as big as we are, didn't have any pitch that was able to host an Afcon qualification match. But Togo was. That's what I want to happen, but I know it won't happen.
Jijo, what do you want to happen?
I think
Ivory Coast, I'm hearing it's going to be probably the faraway stadium, a Pimbe or something. The 2-kilometer walk before you get there. No car is allowed to do that.
We'll get to play in Ghana, but the issue is we shouldn't rely on the quick fix. You have to do something for the long term.
And what I'm afraid of is when we get to play in Ghana, don't relax.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying, because we shouldn't rely on the quick fix. And I think with the election year coming to an end, it all boils down to the next government, because for now it's just going to the next government is then going to draw a budget and try to look at what they'll do in terms of sporting infrastructure, because clearly you could see that this government didn't plan for this. They didn't plan to maintain the old stadiums,
and they didn't think it would get this bad.
Very good. So because
it's more of they planned, but the innovations and the investment has not been valued.
They didn't put a lot into it, because if you want the best of jobs to be done, you have to put a lot of investment into it.
Pay a lot of attention.
They invested
$44 million.
They went
This is a lot of money for a stadium which was 70% completed.
No, the thing is
$34 million.
If you want,
UG was 70% completed. What are you talking about?
If you want something to be done, the level
maybe you can say attention, but not the money part.
It's a corruption issue.
Yes.
If
this is
you have to have value for your money.
This is strictly corruption.
Like, it's more of somebody the money we put for the work inside. It will be the money. The work
value
come out. No be the money.
So we didn't put a lot.
We didn't get value for money. Meaning someone was.
We don't put a lot. Hey,
But
I think not a lot in terms of only finance.
so talk like
Yes,
that.
not a lot in terms of only finance. You have to monetize. You have to make sure everything is done to a certain level to meet the criteria
That's the
of CAF. You get it? So I think these things have not been done. Moving forward, coming to what he said again, I didn't think they prioritize some of these things, because if you prioritize it, you put a lot of attention into it, you put a lot of monitoring and evaluation into it, you help people accountable for those you put in charge to make sure that such things are done. So clearly, they invested a lot of money in assisting regional training.
Maybe
The training center self with the investment. So that one, the president Bush, if you Bush way they there, like
Azuma announcing sport. They should remove Azuma's name from there. It's an insult.
If you Bush, you don't go see anything. You go for Target, you don't go see anything. Go for it. That'll be the only place where you go see something. Now I say, it's not something that you can write home about. You get it? So I think clearly they failed us as Ghanaians. They might do a quick phase for us to play the October international qualifiers in Ghana. They might do that quick fix, but it wouldn't be for the long term. The next government, which I hope it is not them, which I hope is not there.
You declared your stance.
Yeah, which I
Wear your jersey. That's good. You wear your jersey
I
fast.
wear my jersey. You know, which I because we've seen how they've handled this country for 8 good years. You couldn't fix the stadium. Isipon is still there and hasn't been fixed for 8 good years. And under Esiama, people said there was money allocated for Isipon to be renovated. But we still have Isipon in that deplorable state. We saw the money that was thrown at the Tamale Sports Stadium. Nothing was done about it. If you go and see the pitch now, even the All-Stars games or something, you guys went there. You saw the pitch these guys played on. It was horrible. Absolutely
That's the question I
disastrous.
was reserving for this guy here. But finish up and let's get
Absolutely
it.
disastrous.
Delali, you have the final word.
If you are not trying to do some of these things, you expect a quick fix to be what you be proud about. Sacking someone, making the person a scapegoat. I don't think that should be
The way forward.
the way forward. So I think we have to have a plan. We have to have a structure in place, and possibly a good sports ministry. I think will do that for us.
A ministry that don't prioritize their pockets.
Yes.
Delali, the GFA said they use the FIFA forward money for boreholes and water tankers to water pitches and all that. All the FIFA forward money.
Format.
Let me give you this thing here. Angola used their FIFA forward money with, I think, 600 in total of 600,000.
Angola or,
Cape
Cape
Verde, $600,000 to build a FIFA approved stadium. We had $34 million for 70% completed University of Ghana Stadium, and that's what we have. It's not even up to the standard. Final word on this.
I think you asked a couple of questions.
Yes.
Then I think I'll start from the building stadium and not meeting requirements. And yesterday, this morning, I was speaking on our platform and I said that it's simply because when we are doing them things, we really don't care about the technicalities involved. You know that processing is the same thing we've done with all the AstroTurfs we build in this country. There's a community park. The community park can host Coast League. It can host Division 1, Division 2 matches. Because you know Division 2 matches, you can play it on like the Sakura Park. They will come and tell the community that we are doing AstroTurf for you. When they finish, it will be set aside. That's what so they don't care about
The standard.
That's what we you see if you
So
go
it's
to
like settings.
if you go if you go to University of Ghana Sports Stadium, the University of Ghana Sports Stadium Tatam track is one of the best in athletics. But that same stadium,
doesn't
they
mean
can host
standard.
a football match. You see the way we do one athletics.
Half and half.
So it means that we contacted the right people to give you the right requirement for a specific sport and forgot about the other sports.
Sports.
And let me chip in this. I think it also boils down to people who are in charge of our football in terms of making sure that some of these things are standardized.
No,
So, for example, if the athletic association wouldn't allow you to run on certain pitches, the football association shouldn't allow people to play on
That's
certain
why
pitches.
when someone tells me that the FA, I cannot blame the FA because it's NSA stuff. Because when CAF send the letter or FIFA send it, they send it to the GFA.
So for example, look at
They
the
send it to the
AstroTurfs you have
GFA.
in this
They don't
country.
send it to NSA or
Like,
the
look at the
ministry.
AstroTurfs you have in this country.
They set the standard.
AstroTurf, for example, right? You can't play a FIFA game on it.
No.
So you shouldn't allow anybody at all to play on that pitch.
No, but you see that the truth, the Moku knows switch the conversation.
No,
But see what you're saying, I
just want to chip in because
yeah, it's true.
the-
But
the-
football has the thing is that football has each category and the requirement.
yes. So if
Yeah.
you want to set the highest
Ghana-
category,
like Ghana Premier League category, or let's say English Premier League, there are some.
Why should you
standards-
stress yourself to do that when you can just do the best?
No,
if
but
you
I'm
do the
just
best,
saying that
it
it
covers
covers
for
everything.
everything.
Yes.
You see, that's what I'm saying. We shouldn't switch the conversation.
Okay.
When it comes to investing and having the best, that's what I'm saying. Have the best.
mhm.
But if the best no day, it doesn't also mean that some of the pitches cannot host category. You see the Accra Sports Stadium.
No,
Yeah.
the team
They
say-
can hold category.
the-
matches. So you can't
Under
say that
17,
they can't.
Waffle, they play for the University Stadium.
But at the talk say, relax, make you not divert. What I'm saying is that football, the best is the best. You don't have to get the best. We are all saying the same thing. But you can't also say that because the pitch, they cannot host Real Madrid or let's say Black Stars versus Brazil. It means that two school teams cannot play football.
Yeah, we are just saying that considering how much money has been
that one day, we are all saying this. And for me,
pumped.
that's the thing. The next thing we need to start paying attention to when we give contract to companies to build for us in sports. We should involve the technical people because as at 2020,
no one is saying they shouldn't. So
before COVID, the dressing room, the team sheet was 18 players. After COVID, FIFA started extending it to 20 to 23. Now your dressing room needs a maximum of 23. If you need a maximum of 23 players, that means your within the last 2 years, it has extended. Your dressing room size has extended. If you're going to do a stadium and you don't ask FIFA for the possible requirements and the right ones, you go and finish. And that's the stadium is a classic example of it.
That's what I'm saying.
The track is good.
So if you
are spending so much or you have so much money,
athletics has a requirement to be met,
if you know that athletics, they do something for the airwork. Athletics, they do something for the airwork.
I mean, Ewak no.
They allow them to do it.
Ewak no be this thing.
Let's not divert. Let's not divert.
But that argument,
So basically, right now we don't have a stadium that has been approved yet. We are racing against time to get it approved.
They'll get it approved too. I'm sure
we all agree. We all agree that something is cooking.
Yeah, because Cape
Coast looks like it just with the pack.
Yeah.
Cape Coast still looks fresh,
Yeah,
but I'm disappointed because 2016, 2017, Cape Coast was a fresh new stadium.
and we use it for so many.
We use it for even FA Cup, MTN FA Cup,
everything.
we use it for
That is what you are doing to
a
invest
Wafu
in
under
Ghana stadium
17. We use it for Wafu under 17
you
where
have the
Ghana
same
won
for
also. So it's sad where we find ourselves right now. It's unfortunate, but we put ourselves in this position.
Yes.
It's really unfortunate. Guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments box on this current situation. Where do you think or want Ghana to play it? Most of you will say outside Ghana so that they learn sense, but we all know that's not going to happen. For the first time,
We know it won't happen.
for the first time since
since
our independence, we might be playing a competitive qualifier outside, a home one outside the country. And that's really
maybe Togo should even say that they can't host us, so we can play in Nigeria.
no, that one there too it's too far. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your evening.